Hi, teacher. Hello, everyone.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you. And everything you do, yeah, they were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you. And all the things you do, was called yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you know I love you so. You know I love you so. I swam across, I jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you were all yellow. I drew a line, I drew a line for you. Oh, what a thing to do. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn I bleed myself dry. It's true. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. And all the things that you do.
Hello, guys. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our session. How are you guys today?
Hi, teacher. Fine. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good. That's good to hear. Guys, today is Friday, February the 10th. Today we are having our 8th class and we are about to finish this third cycle. We only have 2 more sessions and then we're done. We have today's session. I mean, 2 more sessions besides today's, right? We have session on Monday and then our final test that is on Tuesday. And then we're done. We're done with our third cycle. So we're almost there. I will share my my screen with the agenda for today. We're going to begin with a warming up activity about the third conditional. Then we're gonna be working on the book on pages 118 and 119. And remember that today we are going to have time to work on the project. So I'm gonna be giving you time for you to work on the project, for you to show me what you have done. And if you need me to check what you are doing so I can provide you with instant feedback, we are going to do that today. I understand that you guys maybe are busy during the day because you're working, because you're studying, and maybe you don't have enough time to work on the project. So that's why we always, on the 8th class, we spend some time of our session working on it. So we're gonna have a couple of minutes for you to check on this and for you to work on this, okay? And then on Monday is a day where you send me your progress, okay? Your third project progress. And then we're gonna have our break time from 7:45 to 8 p.m. and that's it. Do you have any questions so far?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, questions? Yes, Angelica.
Teacher, and the next cycle, when we'll start?
When does it start? We start on Friday.
Friday?
Yes, on Friday. Can you see my calendar, the one that I'm showing here?
No.
No?
17?
Calendar?
Yeah, the
Wow.
calendar.
It's
I opened my calendar here. Can you know?
the screen project class?
Yeah. Right? Well, let me see. Let me try this way. Can you see it now?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes, can you see now? Okay, good, excellent. So today it's February the 10th. We are finishing our cycle on February the 14th. And then remember that you always have 2 days off for you to rest and get ready for the next cycle. So we are not gonna have we're not gonna have class, sorry, on February the 15th and the 16th. So Wednesday and Thursday, you guys are free. You don't have classes on both days. And then on February the 17th, which is exactly in 1 week from today, we start our 4th cycle. Okay. Yes, questions, or is everything clear?
Yes, teacher, how many cycles are?
How many cycles? Well, that's a great question. So we are about to start B1.4. We are about to finish B1.3. So for the B1, there are 5 cycles. Del B1 tenemos 5 ciclos, al igual que el B2, right? We're about to start the 4th. Estamos a punto de iniciar el cuarto, sorry. Nos queda cuarto y quinto del B1 y luego arrancamos con el B2 otros 5 ciclos, okay? And that's it. But remember that time flies, el tiempo pasa volando, and then, miren, ya vamos terminando la banda del B1. Okay? And then there is an extra one. Hay un último que es el extra. El final, ese es el de componente específico, que es el de call center, okay? Es un componente final, un componente extra con contenido sobre call center, in case you guys need it, okay? Is it clear, guys? Do you have questions?
Teacher,
Yes.
when is the end of the course? Or
The end of the cycle, I don't know, or I don't have an exact day to tell you. We finish a cycle every 2 weeks. So we are finishing the 4th cycle. Let me open my calendar here. Or let me open it here.
es que, profe, cuando pues a mí me llamaron y eso, me dijeron que este curso como que iba hasta octubre, algo
Yeah,
así.
more or less. Well,
Pero si tú dices que ya estamos en B1.3 y B1.5, pues más o menos en 20 y algo de días.
lo que
Sí,
pasa
porque
es que,
son 10 ciclos.
sí, claro.
Entonces, ¿qué se hace hasta octubre?
No, mira,
Oh.
lo que pasa es que el programa o fue creado para aquellos estudiantes que arrancan desde el A2, ¿sí? Porque recordemos que tenemos 2 bandas. La banda del A2 son solamente 3 grupos. Hay 2 grupos que arrancaron desde A2 y hay un único grupo del B1 que son ustedes, ¿sí? Ustedes iniciaron desde el B1.1. Entonces, los que inician con el A2 tienen hasta 600 horas de clases, porque pues claramente ellos van a demorar un poquito más en llegar hasta el B2.5, a diferencia de ustedes, que ustedes ya van un poco más adelantados que ellos. Entonces, por esta razón, pues ellos ven más horas de las que ustedes toman, ¿cierto? De las que ustedes ven. Cada 2 semanas estamos arrancando, perdón, un ciclo tiene una duración de 2 semanitas, hay un descanso por ahí de 2 días y volvemos y arrancamos. Entonces, tenemos que mirar bien el calendario, ya estamos a 10 de febrero, ya casi mitad de febrero, terminamos el ciclo y ya estamos a mitad de febrero y volvemos y arrancamos el 17. Del 17, que es un viernes, contamos 2 semanas y terminamos ciclo, pues si no hay festivos y demás, pues a las siguientes 2 semanas y demás. Arrancaríamos con el B1. Terminamos B1.3, arrancamos B1.4, luego B1.5 y así Hay algunos cursos que de pronto sí terminan en octubre, de pronto ustedes terminan un poquito antes, hay que mirar, no sabría decirles exactamente para qué fecha terminamos o para qué fecha terminan ustedes. Sí sé que después del B2.5, después de que ustedes terminan pues el componente del B2.5, hay un componente extra que es el de call center. Entonces sí habría que mirar de pronto el tema del calendario, de cuántos meses serían para ver todos los niveles que nos hacen falta y el último componente que también son 40 horas, cada ciclo es de 40 horas que se realiza en 2 semanitas. ¿Ok?
Ah, ok, teacher.
Okay, of course. Okay, guys, very good. So let's begin. I am going to share my screen. We're gonna start with, is there any other question that you may have, guys, now that we're talking about this? ¿Alguna otra dudita que les haya surgido por ahí? Or not? Or is everything clear?
No, teacher, is everything.
Okay, very good. If there is any question that you have, you can open your mic or you can text me or you can write on the chat. Whatever you guys need, I am more than happy to help you with or answering your questions. Guys, we're going to begin with 2 games about the third conditional. So we are going to review this that maybe some of you have already started. Maybe some of you, this is something that is new. So we are going to check on this. Don't forget, don't forget that if you make mistakes here or if you don't remember something, it's okay, because this is going to be the topic that we're going to be studying on today. So relax and do not panic or feel stressed if you don't understand some of the structures. So we're going to be working on the third conditional and hypothetical sentences. Okay, so I'm going to share these 2 links with you on the chat. And then if you have questions, we can go through them when we start working on the activities proposed for today. So this is the first activity. This is a games show. I will suggest that you start with this. Les sugiero iniciar con con el último link que les envié. This is the third conditional, find the perfect match. So if you click on it, you're going to have a couple of sentences here, and then you are going to read the ones that are here and the ones that are here. So for example, if I had said goodbye to everyone at the party, what? I wouldn't have missed the flight. I could have married her or him if I had continued studying in my past school. If I hadn't set the alarm this morning, I wouldn't have failed the math test. I wouldn't have made that mistake. Or if I had just stayed at home that night. So which sentence is the half missing of the sentence here? So you're going to drag and drop these words here or these sentences here in order to match the house. Is it clear? We need to match the house.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, I recommend you that you start with this, and then when you finish, because with this part, you can take a look at the grammar aspects, or you can see the sentences written here, so you can pay attention to the grammar structures. And then when you are done with this, there is a second game that is this one, and it's a multiple choice quiz with time pressure, lifelines, and a bonus round. So you are going to click on start. And then there are 8 questions here. If I had studied more, you read the options and then you choose the one that you think is correct. You have extra help, like extra score, or if you're not sure between 2 options, then you can eliminate one, and then extra time in case you need. Guys, if you use one of these helpers here, you will not be able to choose it in the next one. If you click it on one, escogí esta como para que antes de que se me acabara el tiempo, it's going to tell you if it is right or if it is wrong. Les va a decir si estuvo correcta o incorrecta. Let's say that I chose this one. Let's say that I chose one. So it's going to eliminate one, and then I'm going to choose the one that I think is correct. I haven't read the sentence, no he leído la oración. I'm going to click this one. For example. Well, it's incorrect, okay? And then it's going to tell you which one it was a correct answer. Guys, for the next one, if in the previous one you said that we used the 50-50, well, there is only one, solamente hay una ayuda de este tipo. So, si ya la usaron, en la siguiente no les va a aparecer, okay? So, please start with the activities. Please start with the activities. And let me know if you have questions. Yes?
Could you send the link
The
of the
links?
activity again, please?
Yeah, of course, of course. So I'm sending this one first. Okay, I'm going to write activity 1. And then the second activity. Please start, guys.
Sorry, teacher, the second activity is private.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, now I created it and I didn't share it. Now you can.
Okay, thank you.
And this is already shared and this one is already shared as well. Please start. When you finish, let me know, guys, please.
Teacher, sorry.
Yes.
We are doing only the third conditional, right?
Third.
Or we are,
What do you
so
mean?
we are doing this exercise that you are screen, that you are sharing your screen, or we are doing
Both.
all?
Both activities. Both activities. Yes. Both.
Please.
So first this one, and then when you finish this one, you start with this one, with the game.
Okay, okay, thanks.
Okay.
Teacher, I just finished.
With both of the activities?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. What about the rest, guys? Did you finish with both of the activities?
Yes, teacher, I just finished too.
Okay, excellent. We are going to wait 1 more minute for the rest, and then we will continue with the rest of the activities, okay? 1 more minute to finish with both of them. Alrighty, guys, I am going to call the attendance, please. So if you hear your name, open your mic and let me know that you are here. Acevedo Cuevas Saray.
Present, teacher.
Excellent. Okay. Álvarez Becerra Andrés. Álvarez Becerra Andrés. Andrés is not here. Ayala Viloria Joeli.
Here, teacher.
Okay. Vaca Yain Andrea.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Cárdenas Flores Gilbert Niger. Gilbert, are you here?
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Okay, excellent. Carrero Bonilla John Hammer.
Here I am, teacher. Good evening.
Excellent. Welcome. Good evening.
Thank you.
Cordero Castellanos Brian Miguel.
Here, teacher.
Excellent. Córdoba Miranda Stephanie.
Present, teacher.
Excellent. Durán Ardila Silvia Alejandra.
Present, teacher.
Good. Lozada Díaz Diana Lisette. No, sorry. Liscano Arisa Judy Lisette first.
I'm here, teacher.
Excellent. Now Lozada Díaz Diana Lisette. Diana Lisette Lozada. She's not here. Lozada Díaz Diana Lisette. No, Liscano. Sorry. Liscano Arisa Judy Lisette is here. Lozada Díaz Diana Lisette is not here. Paredes Marín Luisa Fernanda.
Present, teacher.
Good. Pérez Quintero Luisa.
Present, teacher.
Good. Pinzón Linares Mayra Juliet.
Present, teacher.
Okay. Plata Vargas Mayra Alejandra.
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Rodríguez Llorente Harold David.
Hi, teacher.
Good. Sandoval Miranda Angélica Stephanie.
Present, teacher.
Good. Sierra Jaimes Daniela Fernanda.
Present, teacher.
Good. Vera Peña Jennifer Jimena.
Here, teacher.
Pérez Ardila Natalie Joana.
Here, teacher.
Velasco Uribe Ana María.
Hi, teacher.
Natalie, very good. Albarracín Caballero Cristian.
Here, teacher.
And Lozada Uribe Daniela.
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Okay, Daniel, you needed to watch very well. What are you? Why? What do you mean, Daniela? You're answering Luisa Fernanda's comments.
I think it's not for you. It's with the lost 200 points.
Okay. I didn't understand. I was like, why? What do you mean? But you can say that you did need to watch very well at the end. You can say that, but you can also say you need it. En el pasado también podemos utilizar el auxiliar en afirmativa, al igual que en presente, para hacer énfasis. We can also say that. I can say,
¿Sí?
oh, yes.
O sea que La primera no quedó tan mal escrita.
You did need to watch carefully, or to watch very well, to watch the last sentence very well. No, pero sí también lo puedes escribir así. You did need to. Cuando queremos hacer énfasis, for example, yo te digo, oh, Daniela, you didn't call me, tú no me llamaste. And then you say, no, yo sí te llamé. So you say, I did call you. You can say that, and it's great, and it's perfectly written, it's perfectly set, and this is to add emphasis. Same thing in present. When I say, for example, oh, I do clean my room every day, like yo sí lo hago, like I do clean it. You're saying, oh, you don't clean your room, and I say, no, I do clean my room. So I'm using the auxiliary do in an affirmative sentence, but because I want to add more emphasis to what I'm saying. Okay, but you can also say that. Okay, very good. Okay, guys, let's continue. And I'm sorry, Luisa, that you lost 200 points at the end of the game. Yeah, those things can happen. Okay, guys, so let's begin. I am going to share my screen with the book. We are going to work today on 2 pages. Let's go to page 118 and 119. I'll share my screen. Good. We are going to practice for our final tests. We're going to be doing this listening exercise that is on page 118. We are going to read the introduction below about a journey Andrew and Deville decided to make. How would you feel in that situation? What problems may you have? So here it says, the toughest decision. So let's read. Can someone please read the toughest decision?
Sorry, interrupt you.
Interrupt you, yes.
Interrupted. What is toughest?
The toughest. The toughest decision. Tough is similar to hard. When you say the hardest decisions of their lives. So one situation that was, yes, one situation that was hard. So the hardest decision or the toughest decision of their lives. Okay.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Of course, you're very welcome. Can someone please
toughest?
Tough. So this th, it is pronounced like an F. So similar, yeah. So similar when we pronounce the verb laugh. I'm writing here on the chat, laugh. You see that it ends with GH, but we pronounce it like an F. So laugh, I'm laughing. And then here the same thing. It's with GH, but it's pronounced like an F. So tough, toughest, the toughest decision of their lives.
Okay, teacher, thanks.
Of course, you're very welcome. Can someone please read this introduction?
Me, teacher.
Okay, go ahead, please.
In October 22, 2002,
yes,
Deborah and Andrew Beale, a couple from southwest London, entered the War Events Atlantic rowing challenge. They will challenge. They will raise 34 other crews. Rowing 5 kilometers.
5,000.
5,000 kilometers from. Teacher, could you zoom the?
Of course. Better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. From Tenerife in the Canary island to
Island. Islands.
island to Barbados in the Caribbean. Journey is set to take 60 days. To do this, each team of 2 people row 24 hours a day in shift of 2 hours.
Okay, very good. So that is the introduction, okay? That is only the introduction, and we're going to find out what is going to happen, or not what is going to happen, what happened to this couple, okay? And why does it say that the toughest decision of their lives? So we're going to find out what happened to them and why here it says that they had to make a decision that it was the toughest, that it was considered to be the toughest decisions of their lives. So guys, here this word, it is pronounced island without the S. This is something that maybe you know, or you already know, or maybe something that you don't know. But when we are pronouncing the word isla in English, we don't pronounce the S. I know it's written with the S. Yo sé que se escribe con la S aquí, pero la pronunciación es island. Si lo pronunciamos Iceland, estamos pronunciando el país, Islandia. Okay, so this is island, Iceland. I'm sorry, island, islands. Island, singular, islands, plural. And then Iceland is the country. So, okay, so they entered a rowing challenge, and they were competing against 34 other crews, and they had to row 5,000 kilometers. Imagine the distance. That's crazy. 5,000 kilometers in a period of 60 days. That means 2 months. 2 months. Okay, so let's take a look. How would you feel in that situation? Imagine you are going to enter a competition like this. How would you feel in that situation, guys? Would you feel nervous, excited, anxious?
Tired.
You would feel tired. Okay. What else?
Maybe excited to finish the challenge.
Okay, good. Maybe. Yes, of course. What else?
Proud of you and with a strong mentally.
Yeah.
No, because I proposed one thing and I did it.
Okay, I get it. So you would say, I would feel proud of myself. I would feel proud of myself. Good. Guys, I would feel anxious or not, well, with anxiety. Imagine being in the middle of the ocean and you would not see anything or people or the island or anything or a city around the ocean. You know, I would feel like panic.
Yes, in my case, I don't know swim.
I don't know how to swim. Yes.
And I was very afraid for this situation.
Yes, I am scared of the ocean. Because I mean, I don't know how to swim well. I mean, I can swim, but I'm not a pro. And I would feel like I would be
survive. Only survive.
Yeah. In a survival situation.
5 minutes.
Exactly. And you know, I will feel like I'm scared of the animals that live in the ocean, because I had a horrible experience once with an animal, and it was just like, now I'm scared. I had a horrible experience.
What animal, teacher?
Which animal, teacher?
With a jellyfish. And I thought I was going to die. I swear to God, I thought I was going to die. and it was the most horrible experience in my life. It was the most painful thing ever. And now every time I go to the beach, I am scared, and I am not, or I don't feel safe, and I'm looking like everywhere, because that was traumatizing. So I would feel like horrible in the middle of the ocean, you know. Like, you don't know if maybe you will see a shark or a whale, or if you go down to swim or to refresh yourself and then find a jellyfish. What would you do in the middle of the ocean if you get like a shot from a jellyfish? I would die. I mean, I don't know if you have ever experienced that kind of pain, but for me it was horrible, and it was the most horrible pain I have ever felt in my entire life. So I wouldn't be able to do something like this. Okay, guys, now we are going to say this. Something went wrong for the couple after a few days of the race. Look at the key words from the story. Can you guess what happened? So we have an experienced rower to abandon the race, to support someone, to shake with fear, a collision, a phobia, loneliness, sharks, a violent storm, an oil tanker, a rescue boat, and a motivational speaker. So after we read this, guys, what do you think happened to them?
Okay, maybe a violin storm.
A violent storm. Okay, they were stuck in the middle of a storm. Okay. Any other guessing? Very good. Maybe that is what happened.
Shark.
What?
Sharks. Maybe there were
sharks. There were sharks. Okay. Yes. It could be. It could be. Anything else?
Maybe they start feel panic for the loneliness.
They started to feel panic for the loneliness. Maybe they hit something with like a boat, maybe, or they found something or they got stuck in the middle of the ocean, maybe. So we're going to listen to the first part of the story, and we're going to answer the questions. So you guys are going to write down what you understand, what you hear. This is only the first part of the story. And there are 3 questions that we are going to answer after we listen to the recording, okay? Vamos a escuchar la primera partecita, just the first part. And then we're going to answer these questions. So we are going to take notes. Van a tomar nota de lo que escuchen. So please, let's start.
Unit 12, Recording 3.
Andrew, who was 35, was an experienced rower who had won international competitions. However, Deborah, who was 27 and a physical education teacher, had only learnt to row the year before the competition. But she soon found she enjoyed life on board the tiny 7-metre boat. From early on, however, it was clear that Andrew was suffering from acute anxiety and had developed a phobia for the ocean, something he had never experienced before. At first, Deborah and Andrew tried to overcome this, and they continued their journey. Then one day, the boat was caught in a violent storm. Deborah found Andrew in the cabin, shaking with fear and unable to even talk to her. It was clear that Andrew could not continue. With the nearest rescue boat 5 days away, Deborah and Andrew had to make the toughest decision of their lives. Should Deborah abandon the race in order to return home with her husband, or continue to Barbados knowing that she would have to face the dangers of the Atlantic alone.
Let's listen to it again.
Unit 12, Recording 3.
Andrew, who was 35, was an experienced rower who had won international competitions. However, Deborah, who was 27 and a physical education teacher, had only learnt to row the year before the competition. But she soon found she enjoyed life on board the tiny 7-metre boat. From early on, however, it was clear that Andrew was suffering from acute anxiety and had developed a phobia for the ocean, something he had never experienced before. At first, Deborah and Andrew tried to overcome this, and they continued their journey. Then one day, the boat was caught in a violent storm. Deborah found Andrew in the cabin, shaking with fear and unable to even talk to her. It was clear that Andrew could not continue. With the nearest rescue boat 5 days away, Deborah and Andrew had to make the toughest decision of their lives. Should Deborah abandon the race in order to return home with her husband, or continue to Barbados, knowing that she would have to face the dangers of the Atlantic alone?
Okay, guys, so what happened in this part or in this first part of the story?
Andrew developed a phobia for the ocean.
For the ocean, yes. So he was an experienced rower. That means that it wasn't the first time that he was doing this, and he had done it for so long. And then what happened when they started the competition? They developed,
but they tried or continued.
yes.
But after that, they found a violent storm.
Yes. Okay. So basically what happened is that when they started, he then realized, or she realized, that her husband was shaking with fear, and he was even unable to talk to her. And then she found out that he had developed a phobia for the ocean, and that caused him with anxiety, right? And they tried to overcome the situation, but then they found out, or they got stuck in a violent storm, and then they didn't know what to do. And after a couple of days, well, we'll see what happens. So the first question, what experience did Deborah and Andrew each have of rowing? What was the experience that they had before the competition? Did you hear that?
Deborah was a physical
education teacher, yes. And
1 year before she, I know,
she started, rowing, and then on the other hand, Andrew was an experienced rower. Okay, that is experience that they had. What about the second one? How did they each react to life on the ocean? How did they react? Did you hear that part, guys?
They talked about return.
They talked about returning.
Wait for someone who
to rescue them.
And only after that they felt loneliness.
Loneliness, yes. Yes, very good. So how did each react to life in the ocean? Deborah, at the beginning, she enjoyed it. But Andrew suffered from anxiety and he developed an irrational fear of the ocean. That was the reaction that they had. And the third question, what happened a few days into the trip? How did Andrew react? What was his reaction?
He's checking with fear.
With fear,
With fear.
Yes. So what happened is that the boat was caught in a violent storm, and then Andrew was shaking with fear, and it was even unable to talk to Deborah. So now, guys, we are going to, what do you think they decided to do? What do you think?
Maybe
before we listen to the second part.
Deborah taking the decision to continue the challenge alone.
Okay, maybe. Okay, very good. We're going to listen to the second part, and we're going to listen to the rest of the story and answer the questions. The questions are: did they agree about what to do? The second, what physical dangers did Deborah face? The third one, what was day 74 of her trip a particularly good one? So why was day 74 a particularly good day for Deborah or for them? How long had she been at sea when she arrived in Barbados? Who was waiting to meet her? How many days behind the winner was she? And in what ways her life changed since then? So we are going to listen to the second and to the last part of the story. Please take notes of what you understand, and then we're going to discuss it together.
Unit 12, Recording 4. Unit 12, Recording 4.
At this stage, Deborah could easily have given up and gone back to England with her husband. But she passionately believed she could complete the journey alone and become only the 10th woman ever to cross the Atlantic by rowing boat. Andrew supported her 100% in her decision. They spent the 5 days needed for the rescue vessel to reach their boat, preparing for Deborah's solo journey. When Andrew finally departed, she wrote in her diary, "I couldn't help thinking that if anything went wrong, we might never see each other again." Once she was alone, Deborah could only sleep for short periods, due to the danger of a collision with the huge oil tankers, which would have sunk a tiny boat like hers. Sharks and extreme weather conditions added to the dangers. Apart from the physical problems, Deborah suffered from severe loneliness, particularly around Christmas, after more than 3 months at sea on her own. The only human contact she had, apart from messages of advice and support from her husband, was on day 74 of the journey, when she unexpectedly met a yacht called Seventh Heaven. The people on board gave her a loaf of fresh bread, some biscuits, and, more importantly, she says, 10 minutes of talking face to face with some other human beings. However, finally, after 113 days at sea, Deborah rowed into Port St. Charles, Barbados. Journalists and TV cameras were there to meet her, and her husband was among the crowd of people waiting with bottles of champagne. The official winners of the race had arrived 70 days earlier, but for the media and the public, Deborah was the true winner. The Queen even rewarded her courage with a special honour and made Deborah an MBE, Member of the British Empire. However, although Deborah and Andrew always supported each other's decision, they divorced soon after the race, and Deborah has remarried. She now has a successful career as a motivational speaker.
Guys, do you need to listen to it again?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher, please.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Human beings the journey alone.
Recording 4.
At this stage, Deborah could easily have given up and gone back to England with her husband. But she passionately believed she could complete the journey alone and become only the 10th woman ever to cross the Atlantic by rowing boat. Andrew supported her 100% in her decision. They spent the 5 days needed for the rescue vessel to reach their boat, preparing for Deborah's solo journey. When Andrew finally departed, she wrote in her diary, "I couldn't help thinking that if anything went wrong, we might never see each other again." Once she was alone, Deborah could only sleep for short periods, due to the danger of a collision with the huge oil tankers, which would have sunk a tiny boat like hers. Sharks and extreme weather conditions added to the dangers. Apart from the physical problems, Deborah suffered from severe loneliness, particularly around Christmas, after more than 3 months at sea on her own. The only human contact she had, apart from messages of advice and support from her husband, was on day 74 of the journey, when she unexpectedly met a yacht called Seventh Heaven. The people on board gave her a loaf of fresh bread, some biscuits, and, more importantly, she says, 10 minutes of talking face to face with some other human beings. However, finally, after 113 days at sea, Deborah rowed into Port St. Charles, Barbados. Journalists and TV cameras were there to meet her, and her husband was among the crowd of people waiting with bottles of champagne. The official winners of the race had arrived 70 days earlier, but for the media and the public, Deborah was the true winner. The Queen even rewarded her courage with a special honour and made Deborah an MBE, Member of the British Empire. However, although Deborah and Andrew always supported each other's decision, they divorced soon after the race, and Deborah has remarried. She now has a successful career as a motivational speaker.
Okay, guys, so that was a twist in the story. So what happened? Let's answer the first question. Did they agree about what to do? Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, they agree.
Yes, they agreed on. Yes, they agreed about what to do. That she wanted to continue, right? She wanted to continue, and then she thought that she could do it, and Andrew agreed on that. They both agree on that. What is the second question? What physical dangers did Deborah face?
She couldn't sleep very well. Yeah,
Yes.
she only sleep with a short times and she feel loneliness.
Yes.
Weather conditions.
Weather conditions. Exactly. She said that, or what, in one part of the recording said that she could only sleep for short periods of time because she was afraid of the collisions with huge oil tankers, with sharks and extreme weather conditions. So that is, or those were some of the physical dangers that they mentioned here on the recording. What about the third question? Why was day 74 or her trip a particularly good one? Why?
She found a ship and she could talk with some other people face to face for a few minutes.
Yes.
I'm
No.
fed.
Yes.
Fresh break.
I was going to say that not only that, I mean, that's true. They had a conversation,
Oh, yes.
but they also
She
gave
cooked with
her, yes, they also
bread
gave,
and biscuit.
yes, very good. They also gave her fresh bread, some biscuits, and 10 minutes of conversation. So that was a particularly good day. Number 4, how long has she been at the sea when she arrived in Barbados?
3 months and 6 days.
3 months and 6 days.
140.
Yes.
113.
Yeah. So 113 days. 113 days. She was in the middle of the ocean for 113 days. Can you imagine that? Yes, Harold, you're raising your hand.
Hi, teacher. Sorry, I have a question.
Mhm.
Why we use arrive in instead of arrive to Barbados?
Where?
That
She
is the
arrived.
way that these verbs works. I don't know.
Yeah, those are phrasal verbs. Those are verbs that are accompanied with some prepositions. And then you can say in some cases arrived in or arrived at or arrived. Yeah, those are the most common. Arrived in, arrived at.
And arrive to words too, or
Arrived to.
it's more Spanish.
Yeah, arrived to. It doesn't sound familiar to me right now. Arrived to. We say I arrived home, I arrived at work, I arrived in the city, but not arrived. Yeah. Mhm.
I think in Spanish, sorry.
I was thinking, no, don't worry. Those things happen. Those things happen. Okay. The next one. Who was waiting to meet her?
Her husband with champagne.
Her husband, but not only her husband.
Photographers and the
Journalists, TV cameras.
Photographers.
Yes.
You
And a crowd of people as well. And a crowd of people. Number 6, how many days behind the winner was she? So the winner arrived, and then how many days after that winner arrived?
17 days.
70. 70 days. 70 days. Not 17, but 70. Imagine that. 70 days after. And the last question, in what ways has her life changed since then?
She divorced soon after the race.
That is one of the things.
And she married.
She remarried, yes. So she remarried. What else?
She becoming MBA. She gave her a special honor for
Yes.
the team.
So she became part, yes, she became part of the MBE. Do you remember what MBE it means?
No.
MBE. Members of the British Empire. So she became members of the British Empire. That is MBE. And then, well, she remarried, right? Soon after the competition, she remarried. They finished with their relationship. They separated. They divorced, and then she remarried, and she became a motivational speaker soon after that. Okay, guys. Okay. So now we are going to take a look at this part. We're going to take a look at this part that is grammar, and we are going to match the sentence halves about Divra and Andrewville. So the first one, if Andrew had known about his phobia, what would have happened? ¿Qué hubiese sucedido? Example here. If Andrew had known about his phobia, he wouldn't have entered the race. here. So we're going to match the halves, okay? Vamos a relacionar las mitades. If Andrew had known about his phobia, he wouldn't have entered the race. Number 2, if Andrew had stayed on the boat, read the options, guys, and try to find the answer or the half for that sentence.
Maybe E.
Teacher, the first one is E?
No, sorry, D. I read he wouldn't have entered the race, but I wrote E. Sorry. If Andrew had known about his phobia, he wouldn't have entered the race. Number 2, if Andrew had stayed on the boat.
C, his phobia will have got.
His phobia would have got or would have gotten.
Get away?
Sorry?
Allow. Get away, like maybe the, how do you say pensar? Como superar.
Like
The phobia.
overcome.
This phobia, his phobia.
If Andrew had stayed on the boat, oh, okay.
Yes, because when you fight and or you were your phobia, overweight.
Yeah, when you face your problems, you may overcome them or your fears. Yes. But okay, it's interesting. That's a great point of view, but it's not in the options. But that would be a good one. That would have been a good one. But now from here, guys, if Andrew had stayed on the boats, Jennifer says C, and some of you already said C. His phobia would have gotten worse or would have got worse. Very good. Number 3, if Deborah's boat had hit an oil tanker,
A,
it would have sunk.
A.
Letter A, it would have sunk. Yes. Number 4, if they had continued the race together,
Maybe
the couple might still be married now.
the couple might still be married now. There is a probability, maybe, we don't know. And the last one, if Deborah hadn't had this experience,
B.
She wouldn't be a motivational speaker now. Yes, very good, guys. We are going to take a look at this part, at this grammar part. Vamos a prestarle un poquito de atención a esa parte. Esto no es que sea complicado, guys. It's also very similar to Spanish, incluso es a veces muy similar al español. Lo que pasa es que las estructuras gramaticales son largas, son compuestas, right? So we're going to pay attention here. Vamos a prestarle atención a esta partecita que si bien no es complicada, sí está bastante compuesta, okay? So we are going to underline the verb in each half of the sentence. So the verbs here are this. If Andrew had stayed on the boat, if Deborah's boat had hit an oil tanker, if they had continued the race together, if Deborah hadn't had this experience, and then let's see the results. It would have sunk. She wouldn't be a successful motivational speaker. His phobia would have gotten worse. He wouldn't have entered the race, and the couple might still be married now. So pay attention to the verbs. Vamos a prestar atención a los verbos. Pay attention to the verbs that we are using here. And now we're going to take a look at this grammar part. Vamos a prestar atención a esta parte gramatical. I'm going to eliminate this part. Good. So are the sentences in exercise 1 above true or hypothetical? Are the sentences
Hypothetical?
true or hypothetical?
Hypothetical.
Hypothetical, right? They are hypothetical. They are hypothetical. Look, when you say, if Andrew had known about his phobia, he wouldn't have entered the race. So he didn't know about his phobia. He didn't know about it. So we're talking about a hypothetical situation in the past. Or if Andrew had stayed on the boat, we know that he didn't stay on the boat. Sabemos que él no se quedó en el bote. We know that that didn't happen. So we're not talking about a real situation, but a hypothetical situation. Estamos hablando de una situación hipotética. Okay, so they're not real. So look at the conditions in A. Do they refer to the present or the past? Let me change here my book. Voy a cambiar regálame un segundito, chicos, voy a abrir mi libro de this one, the presentation. This one. Okay. So look at the conditions in A. Do they refer to the present or to the past?
Past perfect.
Okay, yeah, so they refer to the past and they are in the past perfect tense. And then we are using the past perfect tense, right? If he had known, if she had stayed or he had stayed, if the rowboat had a hit, if they had continued. So we are using, sorry?
Past? In past?
We are using past perfect. Yes, so the condition is about the past, not the present. They refer to the past. And what form of the verb is used to talk about the past condition? Past perfect. Esto lo estamos, o estas condiciones las estamos utilizando para referirnos al pasado, ¿cierto? Y estamos utilizando el past perfect. Had stayed, had had continued, hadn't had. Si ven la construcción es past perfect. Pasado perfecto. Now, let's remember a little bit how we form this. ¿Cómo formamos el past perfect? Well, we needed the auxiliary had. Utilizamos el auxiliar had. ¿Y el verbo en qué forma?
Perfect. Past perfect.
En el past participle. El pasado participio. Past perfect es un tiempo verbal and past participle es la conjugación del verbo. Okay? So, para formar el pasado perfecto, el past perfect, utilizamos el auxiliar had, ¿sí? Y el verbo principal conjugado en el pasado participio. El famosísimo tercera columna de los verbos. Okay? Good. Ahora vamos a mirar esta partecita. Notice the verb forms in patterns A and B. We're going to find another example in each pattern in exercise 1. So we have a past condition and a past result, but we can also find a past condition and a present and general results. Let's see past condition, past results. If Andrew had stayed on the boat, his phobia would have got worse. Recuerden que el pasado participio del got puede ser así got o también gotten. Okay? Es el pasado, el got o el get tiene dos formas del past participle. Entonces, la condición pasada es, si Andrew se hubiera quedado en el bote, su fobia se hubiese empeorado o su fobia hubiese sido peor. Es que incluso en español esos tiempos son compuestos o esas oraciones son compuestas, no son, digamos, tan de pronto sencillas o no es que sean complicadas, pero sí son larguitas, right? Entonces lo mismo va a pasar acá, que ustedes van a decir, uy, pero qué montón de cosas. Sí, porque son tiempos compuestos. Y tenemos dos oraciones, right? So the first one, dos condiciones. The first one is past condition and the past result. Condición en el pasado y un resultado en el pasado. So if Andrew had stayed on the boat, his phobia would have got worse. What is another example for here? Otro ejemplo de aquí. Which one?
If Andrew had stayed on the boat.
If Andrew had stayed on the boat, his phobia would have got worse. Okay. Another example of this same construction. Un ejemplo de esa misma construcción gramatical. The past condition, past result.
If Deborah's boat had hit an oil tanker.
If Deborah's boat had hit an oil tanker, then the result is it would have sunk. Si Deborah hubiese golpeado un buque o un tanque de petróleo, el barco se hubiera, o el bote se hubiera sumergido. It would have sunk. Esa es una condición hipotética del pasado. ¿Sucedió? No, I'm talking about a hypothetical situation in the past. Another example, number 4. If they had continued the race together, miren cómo es esta. ¿Es la misma estructura gramatical? No. Entonces, en este caso, estoy hablando de algo del presente. Vamos a hablarnos del pasado. ¿Hay otro que sea igualitico del pasado? Or no more? The first one, if Andrew had known about his phobia, he wouldn't have entered the race. So those 3, estas 3, me hablan de una condición o un suceso en el pasado y un resultado en el pasado. Pero también podemos tener lo siguiente, a past condition con un resultado en el presente o un resultado general. Yes, Judy.
Yo tengo una pregunta, la voy a hacer en español porque no sé cómo decirla en inglés.
Okay.
Es que hace como 3 días vimos un tema parecido a este. Entonces no entiendo cuándo se puede usar, digamos, el pasado simple, o sea, el pasado simple a este pasado que es como más compuesto, por decirlo.
¿El past perfect? ¿Cuál es la diferencia entre el past simple y el past perfect?
O sea, sí, o sea, porque para estos casos hipotéticos usamos el pasado perfecto y para los otros casos hipotéticos que vimos, pues clases anteriores usábamos el pasado simple.
Ok, let me go back here. Vamos a devolvernos aquí un poquitico. Creo que fue en esta unidad con la profe Marilyn. This one. O en otra. It was in this.
Que sí fue esa.
No, aquí, mira, acá también estamos utilizando con el should have. This one. El could have, el should have. Pero también mira las construcciones. No estamos utilizando el pasado. Ok, déjame revisar. I could have died. This sentence refers to the past because it was possible for me to die, but I didn't. Estamos hablando de situaciones hipotéticas, ¿sí? Estamos entrando en el tema de los condicionales y particularmente construcciones de un pasado que de pronto no sucedió, sino es algo como, como hablando de cómo hubiese sido, si hubiese sido de pronto de manera diferente. Entonces, aquí en esta partecita en la que, pues en la que ahorita estamos, en this one, estamos utilizando estructuras de el tercer condicional. Recordemos que tenemos 4 condicionales: condicional 0, condicional 1, condicional 2 y condicional 3. El condicional 3 es cuando hablo de algo que pudo haber sucedido, pero que no sucedió en el pasado y que nos preguntamos cómo hubiese sido diferente si esto hubiese sucedido. Por ejemplo, si él se hubiera quedado en ese bote, mira la estructura, como lo estoy diciendo, si se hubiera o si se hubiese quedado en el bote, right? Es diferente de decir él se quedó en el bote y algo sucedió. ¿Sí? O sea, son estructuras gramaticales diferentes porque son condicionales diferentes. Este tercer condicional habla específicamente de situaciones irreales, situaciones hipotéticas, cosas que muy seguramente, pues situaciones que no sucedieron y que nos preguntamos cómo hubiese sido diferente en caso de que hubiese sucedido. Right? Entonces, Tú me dices por qué aquí con el past perfect, porque es que el pasado perfecto es el pasado del pasado. El pasado simple es simplemente algo que tú hiciste, como, oh, yo fui a tal lugar, yo conocí, yo viajé, yo viví, yo comí, yo hablé, yo llamé, and so on. Y el pasado perfecto es el pasado del pasado. Cuando yo digo yo había hecho, nosotros habíamos estado, ellos habían vivido, ¿ok? Entonces, utilizo para estas estructuras gramaticales tiempos compuestos, que en este caso viene siendo el past perfect. Si Andrew se hubiese quedado en el bote, su fobia probablemente o su fobia hubiese empeorado. ¿Ok? So, el past perfect o el tercer condicional me habla de situaciones irreales. Yo creo que ustedes hoy con la profe Marilyn van a ver una partecita de pronto de este temita. Lo que pueden hacer es preguntar o decirle a la profe que, porque bueno, todos tenemos maneras diferentes de pronto de enseñar esta partecita. De pronto a la profe Marilyn, que fue la encargada de enseñarles esta parte, decirle que les comparta como un poquito de material extra. Yo voy a buscar material extra y se los voy a compartir, ¿listo? Ahorita no lo tengo a la mano, pues porque esa partecita de la explicación de anoche estaba a cargo de la profe Marilyn. Mi parte a cargo es esta, que de hecho pues también les tengo material extra y demás, como de repaso, y les tengo unas diapositivas también. Entonces, eso no es que sea complicado, pero sí son tiempos que de pronto son compuestos y hablamos de situaciones como en el pasado. Entonces hay como que tener cuidado, pero no es nada complejo. ¿Okay? Entonces yo les voy a compartir como materiales y recursos extra y si ustedes le piden a la profe Marilyn, muy seguramente ella también lo hará. Guys, debemos de pronto avanzar un poco más en esta parte porque viene la parte del proyecto y no nos va a quedar como mucho tiempo. Is there any questions so far about this? ¿Hay alguna pregunta sobre esto? Sobre la past condition, past result hasta el momento?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, questions? Okay, what's your question?
Teacher, the other form when we use present, it's also conditional three or is other conditional?
Sorry, can you repeat the question? If we are using third conditional?
Yeah, for example, in the example 4.
Here, if Deborah had continued the race together?
Yeah. The second sentence is in present and the same case is in 5.
Okay, so this is the other part that we're about to see. So we're going to see the past condition and present and general results. And my question was, mi pregunta era si tenían alguna duda sobre past condition and past result, porque llegamos a pasar a la past condition and a present or general results. También puedo hablar de situaciones hipotéticas. I can also talk about hypothetical sentences that with a past condition, but with a present or a general result. For example, if Deborah hadn't had this experience, la misma condición pasada lo utilizo con el sí condicional y con estructura del past perfect, ¿ok? Siempre la que lleva el if va con el present perfect. Perdón, con el present perfect, no, con el past perfect. So here, if Deborah hadn't had this experience, si Deborah no hubiese tenido esa experiencia, en el presente va a haber un resultado. Resulta que ella ahorita es una motivational speaker y ahorita ella está divorciada de Andrew, right? Entonces, puede que también hablemos de una situación en el pasado, pero cuyo resultado no fue en el pasado, sino un resultado en el presente, como es el caso de esta oración. If Deborah hadn't had this experience, she wouldn't be a successful motivational speaker. Si Deborah no hubiese tenido esa experiencia, ella no sería una motivational speaker. Porque ahorita ella lo es, pero si ella no hubiese tenido esta condición en el pasado o no hubiese experimentado esto, pues lo que ella es ahorita no lo sería. Hay otro ejemplo acá que es el this one. If they had continued the race together, si ellos hubieran continuado esta carrera juntos, si ven, tienen el if condicional acá y pues de igual forma estoy utilizando el past perfect, had continued, la misma estructura del past perfect. If they had continued this race together, si ellos hubieran continuado esta carrera juntos, miren la condición o el resultado. The couple might still be married now. La pareja podría seguir casada ahora. O sea, hay una, si esto no hubiese sucedido o si esto hubiera sucedido en el pasado, o sea, si esta condición en el pasado se hubiese dado, de pronto hubiese o habría algún tipo de resultado en el presente. Pero entonces miremos que en el resultado del pasado utilizo el would have y el pasado participio del verbo, y acá utilizo el woulds o el mights y el verbo en forma base. Recordemos que cuando utilizo el might o el would, el verbo que me lo acompaña debe ir en forma base. ¿Listo? Entonces hay dos condiciones.
With would, the verb was in form based. Would?
In some cases, también lo puedo encontrar con el would have, así, would have got. Pero cuando no estoy utilizando la oración para hablar de un resultado en el pasado, sino en el presente, lo utilizo el would y el verbo en forma base. I would be, she wouldn't be, she might be.
Okay, it is a result of present.
In the present, yes. If it is a result in the present.
But this for will have got word. How to say? Mira. Okay, digamos, es que aún como que no trato. I try to understand.
You're trying, yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. That's totally normal because this is something that it's not that common. This is not something that we use on a daily basis. Estas estructuras gramaticales no son las que utilizamos todo el tiempo, you know, no son las que utilizamos.
For example, teacher, the first sentences is a hypothetical case, yes?
Yes.
And in the second sentences, it happened in the past, but the result.
There is a result in the present. Yes, there is a result in the present.
It's true. Not a hypothetical.
No, it's not hypothetical. Yes, it's not a hypothetical.
Okay.
Okay. So now, guys, I was going to give you time to work on the project. Yo les iba a dar de verdad el tiempito para trabajar en el proyecto, pero veo que de pronto este temita gramatical todavía está como en proceso de acomodación en sus mentes, right? Y de, todavía no lo tengo muy claro o tengo todavía dudas, vamos a hacer práctica, ok? We're going to do some practice about this. Y el proyecto, pues ustedes lo deben entregar el lunes hasta la medianoche, entonces pues van a tener el fin de semana para trabajar en él, right? Además, no es que sea muy extenso, no es que sea muy diferente a de pronto la segunda entrega, sino que debe incluir un poco más de información. Yo les envío un feedback y demás. Síganlo. Entonces vamos a utilizar estos minuticos que nos quedan de clase para hacer este ejercicio. Okay, y practicar esta partecita gramatical. So we are going to complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. Use mights where appropriate. So I'm going to start, I'm going to give you examples. Yo voy a arrancar dándole los ejemplos and then you guys start doing individually and then we check. So let's analyze the sentence. If Erin not have a baby, she continue working. Okay, si Erin no tener un bebé, ella, tengo el verbo continuar y trabajando. Okay, ¿cómo formularía?
Wouldn't have, so if Erin wouldn't have.
Pero But look, miremos la primera oración. If.
Hadn't had.
If. La que lleva el if, ¿cómo lo utilizo? Con el past perfect. Past perfect. Entonces, ¿cuál sería el pasado perfecto del not have?
Had,
Ajá.
hadn't,
Had, ajá. Y negativa sería hadn't. Hadn't.
hadn't have.
Ajá. If Erin hadn't had, si Erin no hubiese tenido, if Erin hadn't had a baby,
she would
Continue working.
ella hubiese continuado trabajando. She would have continued working. Ahorita ella no está trabajando y la razón fue porque pues, tuvo a su bebé. Entonces, si ella no hubiese tenido a su bebé, ella estaría trabajando, hubiese continuado trabajando. So, dejó de trabajar, ya no lo está haciendo, estoy utilizando a hypothetical situation, una situación hipotética del pasado. Okay, so if Erin hadn't had a baby, she would have continued working. Ella hubiese continuado trabajando. Sara, yes, had not had, también tú lo puedes decir had not had or hadn't had. Yes, Angelica, you're raising your hands.
Yes, teacher. Teacher, this sentence is conditional with the second part is present general?
No, the first situation.
The first situation.
Mm-hmm.
The second say that she is
past continued, past result. Past continued, past result. So she stopped working. Ella tuvo una bebé y ella dejó de trabajar. Okay. Ahora, miremos la segunda. If she not leave her job, she spent a lot of time away from her children. Okay. ¿Cómo nos quedaría? Tenemos la cláusula del if, que me indica que ajá, if she hadn't left, very good. If she hadn't, so negativa, she hadn't left.
Spent.
Ajá, if she hadn't left her job, si ella no hubiese dejado su trabajo, she
would be spent.
She would have spent a lot of time. Si ella no hubiese dejado su trabajo, ella hubiese pasado mucho tiempo fuera o mucho tiempo alejada de sus niños. So, lo podría decir como she would have spent. Ella hubiese pasado mucho tiempo alejada de los niños. Ahora, miremos la situación. Si es todavía...
Sí,
yes.
Qué pena, no. O sea, es que no entiendo entonces cómo identificar cuándo llevarlo al presente.
Ok, mira esta situación. Imagínense que Erin tuvo a su bebé hace 10 años. ¿Sí? Es una situación ya del pasado. Supongamos que ese es el caso en el que sería past, right? Pasado. Ahora, supongamos Erin tuvo a su bebé hace 6 meses. O sí, es algo que todavía está en el presente, es algo que todavía es relevante. Ahí en ese caso podríamos utilizar el de la segunda condición, el de la segunda en el que hay una situación en el pasado, pero hay un resultado en el presente. Entonces, depende de lo que nosotros querramos decir. Sorry, siento que estoy utilizando el español en esa explicación, pero siento que es importante que quede esto muy claro, ¿sí? Por eso utilizo el español para que todo quede lo más claro posible. Ahora, si yo digo, if Erin hadn't had a baby, si ella no hubiese tenido su bebé hace 10 años, por ejemplo, ella hubiese continuado trabajando, ¿sí? Ahora, miremos la segunda. If she hadn't left her job, si ella no hubiese dejado su trabajo, ella pasaría mucho tiempo alejada de sus hijos. Si es una relación, si es presente, o sea, si Erin tuvo a su bebé hace poquito y ella se está dedicando a sus hijos ahorita en el tiempo presente. Si estoy hablando del pasado, algo que ya sucedió hace 10 años, utilizo past, past y past, el de la primera situación. O sea, aquí yo puedo decir, she would have, oopsie, she would have spent, she would have spent. She would have spent a lot of time away from her children, pero si es una situación que se está presentando ahora, que es relevante ahora y que la condición es en el presente, yo puedo decir she would spend, ella pasaría, would spend. Ambas formas son posibles, depende de lo que yo quiera comunicar. Si es algo en el pasado que ya pasó de pronto hace tiempo, o si es algo que, si bien la condición se dio en el pasado, aún es relevante en el presente. Entonces, esa segunda oración, yo la puedo decir, ambas formas son posibles. Yo puedo decir, if she hadn't left her job, she would have spent a lot of time away from her children. O yo puedo decir, if she hadn't left her job, esto sí no cambia, esta primera parte sí no cambia, she would spent a lot of time away from her children. Esa segunda.
Teacher, la traducción en el español de la primera, ¿cuál es? Would have spent, ¿cuál era?
Ella hubiese pasado tiempo lejos de sus hijos. Y la segunda sería, ella pasaría tiempo, si ella no hubiese renunciado a su trabajo, ella pasaría mucho tiempo lejos de su familia. Y en pasado sería, ella hubiese pasado. Hubiese pasado a pasaría. Okay?
Okay, wait. Don't
okay.
erase.
Okay, I'm not erasing this part. Let's go with number 3. Ya casi se nos acaba el tiempo porque ustedes tienen que ir a las 7:45 a descansar. Vamos a hacer la tercera. The family, la familia.
Teacher, you can down the screen. Sorry, because the
scroll down. This one. Oh, pero se me borra lo de lo que dice ahorita. Espérame. Espérame si lo puedo mover. Oh, no.
no.
I cannot erase this. Lo voy a subir otra vez un poquitico para que tomen screenshot o le tomen una foto.
Oh, yes.
Antes de
no. Okay.
And then the third one, the family, la familia. Sorry, I can understand why the first sentence we can say she would continue. If Erin hadn't had a baby, she would continue. You can also say that, Angelica. Yes, you can also say that. It depends on, es lo mismo. It depends on what you want to express. Depende de lo que tú quieras expresar. Si tú dices, si ella no hubiese tenido ese bebé, ella continuaría trabajando, porque digamos que me está, o esto que ella, o la condición en el pasado tiene una repercusión en el presente, o ahorita se está viendo afectada, también lo podrías continuar, o lo podrías utilizar con el would continue. Pero si estás hablando de algo que ya pasó hace tiempo, utilizas past and past, o sea, el de la primera. If Erin hadn't had a baby, she would have continued. Okay, both are possible. También era posible. Guys, and number 3, the family have a lot of money. La familia, mucho dinero. ¿Cómo nos quedaría? La familia tendría mucho más dinero. Sí, tendría mucho más dinero. Would have, yes. La familia tendría mucho más dinero. The family would have, facilito.
Sí.
The family would have a lot more money now.
Si hubiera, es una hipotética. Si she would have stayed.
if she, pero miremos la estructura. Miremos que tiene el if acá. Después del if, utilizamos ¿cuál?
Teacher,
Past
she had
perfect. Past perfect. So if she had stayed.
Teacher, we can say also may have.
Yeah, the family might have a lot more money. Yeah, porque ahí el might me indica una probabilidad. La familia tendría o podría tener más dinero. The family would have a lot more money or might have a lot more money now if she had stayed in her old job. But she, pero ella, with the situation, pero ella
wouldn't be.
Pero ella no estaría, ajá. But she wouldn't be.
Would have been, ¿no?
Pero ella no sería feliz. She wouldn't be. She wouldn't be happy with the situation. Pero ella no sería feliz o no estaría feliz con la situación.
But teacher, that is not a hypothetical case. ¿No estaría feliz?
Ella no estaría feliz, pero mira que estamos hablando de ahora. Mira, the family would have a lot more money now. La familia tendría mucho más dinero ahora si ella se hubiese quedado en su anterior trabajo, pero ella no sería feliz con la situación. O también podría decir, pero ella no hubiese estado feliz con la situación. También lo podría decir de esa manera. But she wouldn't have been happy with the situation. También. Depende siempre de lo que nosotros queramos expresar. Guys, it's 7:45, 7:45. No los quiero retener aquí mucho tiempo. Quiero que vayan y descansen. Vamos a hacer algo. Para el lunes, sorry?
That topic is terrible. That topic.
That is a horrible topic.
Spanish, less in English.
si es confuso en español, yes. Guys, for homework, de tareita van a hacer esta parte, for homework, y el lunes en un espacio lo revisamos, ¿ok? We'll continue on Monday. Bye, guys. See you on Monday. Bye. See you. Julie, can you text me to my WhatsApp because I need to close the session right now. If you text me on WhatsApp, I will answer, okay?
Okay.
Bye.